At 12 o'clock in the evening, Solomon White sent him a WeChat message, saying that he had brought someone over. And Claire, who was lying beside Charlie, was already asleep. Her breath was very even, and she seemed to sleep very securely. However, in order to ensure that she would not wake up, Charlie quietly gathered a little aura on her fingertips and lightly tapped it on her forehead. In this way, he can ensure that wife sleeps until tomorrow morning. After all, he wants to prepare a surprise for her. If she falls asleep, and suddenly hears a movement, wakes up and looks down from the window, then the surprise will be exposed in advance. After that, Charlie turned over and got out of the bed and went to the courtyard downstairs. A few minutes later, Solomon White personally brought a few light trucks to the door of the villa. The truck is full of various vegetables, melons and plants, and each of them is fruitful and growing very gratifying. When Solomon White saw Charlie, he respectfully said, "Mr. Wade, I've got all the best fruit and vegetable plants we can find in Orus Hill. Any variety or plant on this one is carefully selected in countless large sheds, and the best is selected. The vegetable garden that I will get you, you can't find the second one in Orus Hill or even the whole country." Charlie nodded in satisfaction, and said with a smile, "You have worked hard, I will remember this matter." Upon hearing this, Solomon White said with excitement, "It is an honor for White to be able to serve Mr. Wade." After that, Solomon White hurriedly said, "Mr. Wade, the total number of plants I have is more than 200. If all of them are transplanted and cultivated, it will take a long time. Or I should let the workers do the work quickly. It is estimated that at least they will work until 5 or 6 tomorrow morning." Charlie nodded and said, "Okay, then let the workers get busy." Solomon White hurriedly waved to one of his men next to him, blurting out, "Instruct the workers to work quickly and be careful to ensure that all plants are not damaged in any way, especially the fruits and melons. Well, I have a lot of rewards, and each person will be given 10,000 red envelopes. If you don't do a good job and make Mr. Wade dissatisfied, don't blame me for being impolite." The assistant nodded hurriedly, and then came to the workers and blurted out, "Everyone must work hard. As Mr. White said, as long as everyone completes the task on time and according to the amount, each person will be given 10,000 in red envelopes." When this word came out, all the workers were extremely excited. They usually can't make 10,000 a month, and they can only make 5,000 if they exhausted working. But now, as long as they do their job well tonight, everyone can earn 2 months' salary, which for them is simply a pie in the sky. So a bunch of workers started working in full swing. Charlie didn't sleep anymore. He watched the workers with his own eyes and carefully planted various plants in the courtyard of the villa. The courtyard of Thompson's villa is huge, divided into a front yard and a backyard, covering an area of at least 4 or 5 acres. Charlie simply let people stick to the wall, planned a space of about 1 acre, and then planted all the vegetables and fruits in order. If his wife Claire really likes it, he can let someone prepare another one. The sunroom covers all the vegetable gardens, and then sets up constant temperature and humidity equipment inside. In this way, even when it snows in winter, there will always be fresh vegetables and fruits inside. At that time, Claire could pick it by herself every day. She will be so happy. Although it took a little effort, it was better than anything to make wife happy. Although Jacob and Elaine were separated, after hearing the movement, they both rushed to the terrace. At the same time, they looked down on the terraces of their respective rooms and saw such a magnificent scene underneath. Jacob didn't know what Charlie was doing, so he hurried down and asked him, "Charlie, what are you doing? Why do you get so many fruits and vegetables? Are you going to grow them at home?" Charlie nodded and said with a smile, "Yes, I heard that Claire likes picking very much, so I am going to take out part of the yard to make a vegetable garden, and she can pick it here every day from now on." Jacob gave him a thumbs up. "She liked picking at first, but your dad forgot about it. I didn't expect you to know it." After that, he couldn't help but sighed. It seems that it is a good blessing for her to marry you in the first place, and ordinary men are not willing to put such a great effort for their wives. At this time, Elaine on the terrace on the 3rd floor snorted coldly. "Jacob, a man is better than you. A man loves his wife better than you. Only a scumbag like you can suffer so many crimes for you with his wife. After that, you separate from her and divorce her." Jacob raised his head in a dark face and shouted, You don't bullshit there. Don't you know what your own virtues are? If this family wasn't for Charlie, you would have been defeated long ago. If I don't divorce you, mine let your life go in." Elaine cursed, "FCK your mother." "I tell you Jacob, as long as Elaine is still alive, you don't want a divorce." After speaking, Elaine let out a cold snort and turned back to the room. Jacob was uncomfortable, but he couldn't get it. He could only say to Charlie with a sad look, "Have you seen? This is a shrew." Charlie smiled lightly, "I know better than you whether she is a shrew or not. But this is of course unspeakable." So he asked Jacob, "Have you met Aunt these days?" Jacob waved his hand in fright. "You can keep your voice down. What if you let the shrew hear and know that your aunt is back to China?"